Welcome to Vintage Alliance. Let's get right in it. Golden Auction set the world record for the sale of a rocket-firing Fett in August of 2024 for a sale price of $1.342 million. That particular item did not only set the record for vintage Star Wars, but vintage action figures as a whole at $1.342 million. Incredible sale and an incredible outlook for the vintage market. What is the clone scammer and how does this impact you? Well, as you all know, there are scams of all types throughout the world on eBay, on Mercury, in person, whatever may it be. But there is one scammer that has been at it for over a year on several Facebook groups. What the scammer does is they clone an account of a trusted seller. They reach out to an unsuspecting buyer and they ask for funds to be sent friends and family. Now, why the unsuspecting buyer would pay them? Well, that's because the account replicated an account that they already trust. And the deal is oftentimes a little too good to be true. So make sure you're vetting your sellers and your buyers. At the Vintage Alliance, our main mission is to keep you safe. And with that in mind, after months of deliberation, we've implemented a new policy that includes a video from the seller to the buyer prior to the purchase. Therefore, you can go ahead and verify and vet that seller regardless whether they are a clone or not. Now, if the seller was a clone account, they're not going to have a video, they're not going to show a video of the item or themselves. So keep in mind, guys, if you're buying something, take a moment, vet the seller, and stay protected. Double bag it. Next up, Jeff Jacobs' multi-million-dollar vintage Star Wars collection up on sale on HAKES Auction House. The first wave, we saw some variables, such as the prune face, AFA 90 sold for $7,788, $7,788. Now, while there were some anomalies, there were also some extremely good deals that a lot of people would be excited to purchase. One great item we found is an AFA 80 Biker Scout that sold for $1,298 with buyer's premium. It is a very difficult piece to find clear bubble, as well as high-grade 85 by AFA. Another fantastic bargain was the Imperial 3-pack. It reached a little over $10,000. The value code from HAKES was $5,000 to $10,000. However, true value code could have reached upwards to $30,000 when you see for sale comps out there. Lastly, what did we buy? We got this AFA 85 Darth Vader Clear Bubble 65 ABAC, and with subgrades of a 85 on the card, a 90 on the bubble, and a 90 on the figure. Also, Jeff Jacob gave us this little sticker on the bottom. Now, this particular item we picked up for around $1,100 shipped. We had previously bid on an item with very similar subgrades, and we were reaching over $3,000 with no deal made. So picking this up for a little over $1,000 was a steal. Now, Jeff Jacobs' auction is going to be broken up in segments. His first segment, his first phase, sold over $1.45 million worth of vintage collectibles, including vintage Star Wars, G.I. Joe, etc. And phase 2 is slated to be released May the 4th, so keep your eyes out for great deals on that one. Let's quickly discuss what this means for the vintage Star Wars market. They had a projected value of $1.5 million. They reached $1.45 million. Fantastic for the vintage Star Wars market. It demonstrates that the force is strong with the market. Can we expect to see the market reach COVID levels? Quite possibly. However, what we saw during COVID was a spike, and shortly thereafter, 2022, 2023, and 2024, we saw a little bit of a dip, but we're seeing an increase in the market along with micro bursts. This is a good demonstration that the market is going to have upward mobility. Diamond bankruptcy. How does this impact the community? How does this impact the value of your collectibles? Will they be bought out? While Diamond is the parent of CGA and CGA is the parent of AFA, the Action Figure Authority grading company, which is the single most reputable action figure grading company out there for vintage Star Wars, a lot of community members are very concerned about the ramifications and what this means. However, we have some news to present to you regarding the matter, and you heard it first from Vintage Alliance. We spoke with the president of AFA directly, and they responded, quote, "Business per usual for AFA, and there are a lot of companies looking to take AFA to the next level, including Diamond. Will we see a buyout in the near future? Sounds promising." And now let's check in with Casey Frederick for his finds in the wild.
This is Casey Frederick reporting, and James, I'm not seeing anything out here. What about you?
Guys, what even is this finds in the wild? Next up, opinion segment. Hate groups and trolls. Yeah, this is two. Yeah, let's forget this one. Let's go item of the week. Next up, we have the item of the week, which is a clear bubble Power of the Force Biker Scout, graded AFA 80, unpunched with a price sticker. Now, this particular item is very difficult to come by due to the fact that it's a clear bubble. Vast majority of these Power of the Force action figures have yellow bubbles, and the cards are imperfect. However, this is an immaculate example, therefore very difficult to find and quite pricey. Thank you for tuning into the Vintage Alliance news. Don't forget, you can always join the group, link right here. And we don't really care if you like or subscribe this video. We're just presenting the news as truth. Thank you.